What's up, everybody?
What's up?
How's everybody doing? Round two for
Not
me.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, you were just on a live with Mr. Daniel,
Yes, that's
Daniel
fun.
Woodcock. Yeah, you guys are doing like a little lake breakdown.
Hell was
Just
coming
hopping
in
lives.
spicy.
Oh, come on, Helipass. Come on, man. All right, fine, we'll change it. You pick the music.
He's not a fan.
He's not a fan.
I'm not a music guy either, so maybe someone else will pick it and do a better job. So
Look
we
at this.
have
Well, don't cater to him. We catered him enough. We came off his Wednesday nights for him. Over here on Monday night, trying to be friendly to our boy, and now he's over here talking smack.
I
Well, we,
still have
we
his
just
hat over
met.
here.
Yeah. Wait, did we just become best friends?
I mean, he has touched my drum set. So
Well, tonight, guys, we have Mr. Let me just make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Byron Childers. Is that correct? I just
yes,
want to make sure. Okay.
yeah,
You're the director of sales at Missile Baits.
yes.
So, everybody, welcome him to the stream, and I think this will
Yes.
be a pretty fun one, I think. Got
Hopefully,
all of our usuals in here. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think every single guest we've had on is always interesting. We always have fun just like chatting, fishing, and everything. It's always
yeah.
enjoyable.
We can do that.
Well, Faith first says hopefully he convinced his mom to let him stay up and watch this. So
Got a couple of the young boys in here. It's all right,
All
Faith.
right.
We got the rerun.
we've got
Need
Frank
be.
changed his name here.
Yeah, Frank, Canadian Scott Vermont, Jerry K. Frank. We've got a motley crew with us.
Oh yeah.
Ah, so what's up?
Oh, you know,
You're getting a
nothing
few
much.
questions ready.
Oh
How
yeah, we're
many
getting questions in.
HPHs am I up to now?
Got Matt in the house, another big bait guy.
So I'm down to one, and I
Ooh.
haven't been throwing it a whole lot lately, but I can't get rid of the one.
I've
What's the
heard good things about
HPH? I'm
those.
not familiar.
So it's a high powered herring, but it's a gizzard shad,
Okay.
swim bait, glide bait. A guy in Atlanta makes them when he feels like it, and they're really hard to come by, and they're not cheap.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like if the situation is right, it's the perfect bait.
Okay.
Yeah,
I want
definitely a
one of the
tool in the
9-inch
toolbox.
ones so bad.
You,
I
you
want.
can't you can't get them.
What are
I
they
know.
going for?
It's a couple hundred
You know,
bucks.
uh,
Well,
so
that's
the
on the
HPH
black market.
I've got
No.
275 in mine,
No. I don't understand how you guys do it. That's a whole
and I've
combo.
lost I've lost one. I lost one.
I wouldn't. That's my thing. Like you're nuts. I'm going swimming.
I tried. I bought a
Goggles.
magnet. I bought a magnet. I was dragging. I pulled up the
Oh
brush
man.
pile. I tied the boat off with a rope to the brush pile, yanked it out of the bottom. Still couldn't find the bait.
Don't you
It
have like a
sucks.
plug knocker? Like I think they just started selling like the really good ones on
No,
Tackle
it broke
Warehouse, I
off.
think.
Like I've
Oh,
got the Toothy
okay.
Fisherman is what you're talking about. But
Yep, that's the good
the
one.
it broke off. I was using
Okay.
a another brand of line other than Invisex at the time, and I haven't had that issue since. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say this: Berkeley Big Game and the Abrazex. Those are like my two. They're just always workhorses for me. They just are amazing.
I'm not
so the
doing it.
9 inch is whatever you want it to be
Make it
because you
offer.
can't get it. Like
Yeah.
if I had a 9 inch, I could probably sell it for $800 right now. Somebody
Wow.
would buy it. Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
I
can't get
can't.
them.
Yeah.
I understand. I get it. Not me. Not for me.
Just
Not
like
for
those
me.
Hinkles.
Oh god, I had a couple
Those are
Hinkles and
insane.
sold them because somebody offered me 450 a piece. I'm like,
I'm pretty
bye.
sure that's what I
Yeah,
paid.
yeah.
I don't need them that bad.
Yeah, those 86 Andromias, those are
Yeah,
very, very good baits. I
I
have Matt
like those a
making me one.
lot.
I'm excited to start messing with that.
I
it's
like them a
kind of
lot.
not good for like
I've
its
got
how wide it
multiple.
glides.
Uh-huh. They
Oh
eat
yeah,
it too.
that's for sure. That is for sure.
I
It's
haven't
a
gotten into
really
the
good
big
bait.
baits yet. Is that a big bait you guys are talking about? Another one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
It's all
Yeah.
code.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the
I
Andromeda is like a 9-inch, 6.6-ounce glide bait that retails for 300 when you can get them.
yeah.
Not my lane.
Yeah.
I've got
It's
3 of them at the
it's a cool
moment
bait.
because they're the deal. I like them.
Yeah. I
I
think
don't
that's like a
understand how
bull
you guys
shad
afford it
equivalent.
all. I
Like
thought I
honestly.
was nuts. I'm like, yo, I look at my tackle and I'm like, yo, Jermaine, you gotta chill. You gotta
Dude, my
relax.
side hustle,
Just look behind the
is
wall.
strong.
I'm looking at it right now. That's what I do when you guys see me turn my head. I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, yeah,
You've got that like spinning rack kind of deal that you have to keep all your
yeah,
6 cents on it and everything. But
Nice.
it's over there. Yeah,
already starting with the big baits. I mean, it's like what I live for. I love big
yeah.
baits, but
I
I
mean,
mean, it's
dude, Jersey jumped right in there. Just
I
hit it
know.
up with the HPH right off the rip.
Right? He did. He set it off.
And if you guys have any questions, hit them up in the comments, and I'll make sure to star them and save them and
I got a
get
good
to them
question.
as fast as we can.
I
I'm
got a
not a
good.
Doom Rider fan. Sorry.
What's your what's your favorite regular size bait? Like
Regular size bait.
under 3/4 of an ounce, or do you even throw them anymore? Like
No. I do. I've got
I see you got a bunch of rods there. They all can't be big bait rods.
no. These are all conventional rods
Okay.
here, and then the swim bait rods are here, which you can't see. Man,
They're spilling over the boat. There's so many.
I've always been a spinnerbait guy. Like as a young kid,
Yes.
KVD, like Secrets of a Champion, his books that he came out with years ago, like Jimmy Houston, my dad, like spinnerbait.
Yeah.
Hellas must be grumpy. He still can't fish. Yeah, I took it there.
That won't even get you one. I mean,
No, I don't
if
even think that
this is a cheap one anyway.
6 months would be 6, 9. My math.
Oh, I
Is,
thought you meant the one month.
oh,
But
it's like
yeah.
it's not even. It's like yeah, $180.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even do it. I'd rather have all the stuff in those 6 sacks. Sorry.
Matt here's asking a
So
question about the Doom Rider.
South Jersey, it's a little small for my taste, and it doesn't swim. It's not that great. Like it doesn't excite me much. Now the Andromeda, I love it. It's got a big wide glide. You can kind of chop
Yeah.
it. It's got some belly flare when it goes, like
Mhm.
the HPH. The Andromeda is kind of like a Piz, which I'm not a Piz fan either.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, one of my
personal
favorites is a
preference.
bull shed. Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You cannot beat an 8 or a 9-inch bull shad. Like
Yeah.
still one of my most
mean-
productive swim baits is a multi-joint bull shad.
Yeah, I love the bull glides. Hella in here actually sent me one of the trick shads, and I
I
mean,
got one at the Classic.
oh sweet.
Yeah.
I've caught a few fish off of it so far and done a few modifications to it, and it's a really sick little bait. I mean,
It's like
however,
a shad, honestly.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
It's Buka's
like,
shad,
yeah,
but it's got a different profile,
Yep.
and the tail's a little floppier, which creates more
Mhm.
drag. So I mean, it's definitely got potential. And I'm a big
yeah,
Mike Buka fan. He's a friend of mine. So
yeah. He's a great guy. He invited me out to his shop, so I hope we'll go out there this year sometime.
you haven't gone yet?
No, I haven't. And I'm in Georgia, and it's kind of like, why haven't I gone yet? So I'm making plans to get out there soon. But
Yeah.
the bull glides are amazing because you've got the pin system in it, so it makes it easy. So for like a newbie, those
Switch it
or
up
I
on
guess
the
you could say
fly.
it's really easy, you know. So yeah. So how did you get into the whole fishing scene before we get too far into questions? How did you start all this?
Man, my dad was a tournament bass fisherman
Nice.
in the 70s, 80s, and I was born in 84. And I think he was president of the Memphis Bass Club
Oh, that's
right
cool.
around that same time, which is where Charlie Spence, the originator of Strike King, came from. There in Collierville, Tennessee. Bill Dance was in that club. All these OG dudes,
That's cool.
were in there at that time. So like I literally grew up with it. That my
That's
dad had
amazing.
like a 16-foot Venture bass boat with a 150, which was like the max at the time. Thing would scream, and they would put me in a little car seat under the console as a baby. So like it's all I've ever known.
Man, that's pretty cool. And where did
Yeah.
you where did you start transitioning into the bigger baits and start working for gambler lures and missile baits?
So I was 20. I got into tournament fishing, Broward County, Florida. I grew up in South Florida, Fort
Okay.
Lauderdale area, and Dad and we signed up for this kids trail. Bob Newland ran the Broward County Junior Bass Trail at the time in South
Hmm.
Florida, and so I was 14 and started
Okay.
fishing these kids tournaments. So Dad would drive the John boat and I would fish, and so I did that for 3-4 years because you had to be 16 at the time to fish the BFLs,
Okay.
and so we bought a tracker, and I started going non-boater in the BFLs at 16, and
Hmm.
did that for 2 or 3 years as a non-boater. Bought an 18 and a half foot Ranger
Hmm.
in 2000 maybe, and went boater for 5 or 6 years in the BFLs.
Oh man.
So that got me into tournament fishing. I was tournament
Yeah.
fishing on Okeechobee every weekend. Okeechobee, Everglades,
Wow.
team tournaments with my dad and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's what we did. So, but moved to Tennessee in 2013, sold my boat, didn't fish for 4 or 5 years.
Mm.
Man.
Yeah,
Going from
Life.
the BFLs to not fishing, that's kind of
yeah.
crazy.
But I kind of got burned out, like with my current job at Gambler.
Hmm.
And then in 2018, John Cruz hit me up because I mean we've been friends for 25 years now,
Hmm.
and he was on my pro staff at Gambler for a time. But when he started Missile in 2012, he got it to 2018. Needed a sales guy, hit me up, and I could not jump fast enough.
Hmm.
So, and John's like, "Man, you realize you need to fish," and I'm like, "Well, okay, So, and now I've been doing it harder than ever. But I've been swim bait fishing for 3 years, hard,
Okay.
4
Nice.
years maybe. Yeah,
And you've collected a lot of baits and just gone full just obsession with them.
yeah. I'm a
Right?
total
I
crackhead when it comes to
mean,
swim baits. Yeah,
it
yeah.
is so much fun. Just like I'm on Swim Bait Underground, Swim Bait Universe, just looking at baits. I'm like, all right, should I get that, or is that like something worth my time and money to get that, or trade up to it or something? It's such an obsession.
It is.
Yeah.
It definitely is. My goal was to get all of the hype baits and fish them
Hmm.
when I first got into it. So I did all the research and was watching all the pages
Yeah.
and got them. And some I really liked, and some I didn't, and sold them. But you can
Hmm.
sell them for exactly what you paid
Yep.
and not lose money. So
Exactly.
That's what I've heard.
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's more of an investment. So you can tell the
Yeah.
old lady, like, look, I'm investing in all these swim baits.
That probably won't
Exactly.
fly.
I mean, it doesn't fly with mine either. But I mean,
I mean, like you can, yeah. I mean, honestly, there's guys at the gathering there. They don't even fish. They buy the baits and just flip them
they're
for
collectors. I
like
can't stand it.
insane amounts of money. It's
Yeah.
just crazy. Like I've,
Unfortunately, there's that group in everything now. It's like ever
yeah,
since like late 2000s, there became that like group that was like it's for me the first place I ever saw it. Yeah, like shoes. Adam just said it. It
yep,
was like it was shoes. Back in high school, a bunch of my friends were into shoes and Jordans and all that good stuff. So they were always flipping shoes. And then you get those people who didn't even wear them,
Yeah,
buy two pairs, and then just be walking around like, "Yo, how much?" Like, I hate those people too, though. But
There's a
that's
dude
just,
in my neighborhood whose garage, I keep a boat in my garage, and his garage is just wall to wall shelves of shoes.
Oh
Like,
wow,
I don't
that's
get it.
crazy.
He
Yeah.
drives a Tesla, but I don't get it. I don't get it. So I helped
I'm
him mow his yard for the
oh my
first time when he
goodness.
moved in. Just he had no clue.
that's funny.
It's
Man.
He's definitely from the city.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
110%. He's from the city.
yeah. He's not
100.
a
I don't know
Tennessee
what
native.
city, but he's from a city.
Yeah,
110%.
yeah.
I get kind of like, I mean, not like say annoyed, but whenever I see like these guys like have these like really good baits that catch fish, like and just hang them on walls and just don't fish them. They don't have like a single bit of hook rash on them. I'm like, come on, like aren't you gonna fish those? That's the reason they're built, you know. And it's just
Yeah, I'm
like that
terrible like that though. With like certain baits, like my trace, I still
you need to fish that thing.
will say.
That's gonna be your entry into fishing the big baits. That one
I
and the
think
weight bait I made
honestly,
for
I
you.
think if I'm not mistaken, I think Mike Vogel's about to bless me. I got a guess of what it is. It might be here, and I didn't really. I came upstairs and ate dinner because I had two lives. So it might be here. I might go check after this.
All
But I
right,
think he's gonna send me another big bait because he wants me to throw him.
there you go.
Trying
You
to
need to
corrupt me,
start throwing
Byron.
them. So Mike, here's a question for you.
Mike, so I'll be 100% honest. John Cruz handles all of the design work. He, him being the Elite Series career pro angler, that's him. I can sell it, and like we know our place. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
even like picking names of baits or colors. Like my mind just doesn't work that way. I can sell it, and I can tell
Yeah.
you what I like and don't like about it once I fish it. But
Hmm.
as far as the bait design, it's like everything Missile does is all John Cruz original designs, other than the spunk shad, which
Hmm.
we license from Hog Farmer
hmm
because
Yeah.
it's awesome and they're friends of ours.
Cool. Transition.
There you
I was
go.
gonna wait, but you just brought it up, so
Now there
it
it
just
is, and so there you go, Hog Farmer collab. So Scott Shawwecker is a buddy of mine, and Galen Redwine is his new GM. He's another friend of
Hmm.
mine, and so that's the only plastic that Hog Farmer was making, or still
Mhm.
is really.
Hmm.
And so John and I were like, "Man, why don't you just let us buy it?" No, we can't do that. Like you sell too many of them. It's like, all right, well, okay. How about you let us, license us to use the mold? And so we pay them a royalty
Hmm.
on every bag that we sell. And we've sold a lot in the
Yeah,
last three,
I
four
got some.
months.
I got some. 2 packs
So
of
our
each color
our
I like.
distribution, like we're good. I mean, you're a car salesman, you get it. Like we're good at marketing and selling
That's
and
it.
designing.
Yeah,
We don't have any desire to manufacture.
that's it. Yep.
We get our stuff from D&J Plastics, the same place Hog Farmer gets theirs from. So it just worked out. So they make mailbox money when I sell spunk shads for Missile.
They
So
probably
everybody's happy.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
It's a pretty
and
sweet collab.
that's
Like
the
the
truth
colors are
of it.
amazing.
So John is really good at colors,
They are some
and
great
That's for
colors.
sure.
we kind of match the top selling jackhammer colors. Who'd have
Yeah,
thought?
Yeah.
duh. Smart.
It's.
So, as a matter of
I mean,
fact,
it's a smart way of doing it.
I got a green pumpkin
Hey,
delight
there you go.
tied on.
Yeah, that thing's sexy.
Nice.
Yeah,
Did I get
Yeah,
some of
those
those?
baits are amazing as chatterbait
that's
trailers.
been the
They're
best
definitely
selling
good.
color so far. I mean, it really
Really?
matches perfect
With the
to
Beehive
that
Delight.
Wow.
with the Beehive delight,
That's
I'm
crazy.
surprised at that.
and that's on purpose.
Yeah. I'm very surprised
So,
at that. I thought like one of the like the white colors with like I don't know, one of those
I
more
mean,
bait fishy colors would like sell better with
frosted
the black.
purple does real well
Frosted
with
purple. Yeah,
white,
I got that on. That's
Yeah,
sexy.
but
that's a
I mean,
sweet
it's
color.
got that purple sheen to it. It
Yeah.
offsets the
Yeah.
white. Like I'm a fan of that too, and I
Yeah.
like the 5.5 over the 4.5.
Okay. Is that
That's what a lot of people say. I got the 5.5s.
Dude, I mean, you can see how much hangs out of the tail, and it whips around much better.
So you
Yeah.
know what I noticed too? So I just fished it for the first time. What was it? A couple days ago, and when I went, it looks like a big bait. It looks like a lot, like a
Hmm.
mouthful. Like, oh, you're gonna like the first thing I thought I put it on. I'm like, damn, I'm just getting short strikes left and right.
Nah,
Not once,
nope,
not
they'll choke
once,
it.
not once. Like cheek, middle of the cheek, each one. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
damn, that's crazy. Even the dinks,
yep.
because there's a couple of fish, Brendan. You saw the pics. I uploaded them to the thing. Even in the pics, I got like a
Oh yeah.
couple 13, 14 inches, and they still
Hmm.
whole things down their throat. I'm like, dang, that's
Yeah.
crazy. So
The
Yeah.
cool
I
thing
agree.
about this bait, like a lot of guys are throwing Kitex on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yep.
The jackhammer has that natural hunting action,
Hmm.
which
Yeah, kind
is
of like a
why
moth.
it's the only one that I own. I mean, it just go out and come back and kick out over here.
Yeah.
But the Kitech or something with a boot tail will work against the action of that
Yeah.
blade, so it's competing. This
Yep.
doesn't. It just flows and enhances
Yep.
that kick, and it still allows it to dart and do what a jackhammer does best.
And you take off the skirt off of that one or trim it and thin it, and it does it even better. That's for sure. That takes away a lot of the drag on that bait.
Oh yeah, you could for sure.
And that takes away some of the profile too. But it's the bass can still feel it in their lateral line and
It's
everything.
all where you're at. I mean, where I'm
Yep.
at, it's most of our forage is big gizzards,
Hmm.
a lot of threadfin, but predominantly big gizzards in the Tennessee River. So we want that
Yeah,
bigger
definitely.
profile.
That's why I'm sure a lot of these bigger baits are working for you. That's probably one of the reasons why you don't like the Doom Rider as much as the Andromeda, I'm assuming.
Correct. And it
Yeah.
just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
If
Well, I
I'm going
mean,
to throw a
everyone has their
bait,
preference on that bait, you
if
know?
I'm going to throw a bait that does like the Doom Rider does several things well, I don't think it
Hmm.
does anything great.
Hmm. Yeah.
So if I want to bait the chops, I've got a Chad Shad or the
Hmm.
Trick Shad or a
Yeah.
Clutch OG. If I want a big wide gliding bait, I've got a 250 or a or a
Andromeda.
Andromeda
Yep.
or a King or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but that's how you end up with 9 swim bait rods on the deck too. So
Yeah.
How are
yeah,
those
um,
KGB crappies? I've heard those
I've
are
never I've
like
never thrown one.
really because I've
Yeah,
been thinking about getting one and I almost got in the drop, but my cart got jacked during the latest KGB crappie drop, and I was like,
you gotta
dang,
fill out all your stuff ahead of time, add a sticker to your cart, go
yeah,
through the whole checkout process, then back up,
yeah.
add it, and check out.
It's those bait drops are fast, and
I
don't
don't
think
do
I've ever
drops.
bought
I
from
hate
there.
drops. I don't do
Yeah,
drops.
I mean you can find good deals used though. I mean you just find great deals used
Yeah,
sometimes.
but I mean, Kevin and Eric are KGB are buddies of mine and all that, so
Oh man, yeah.
it's that industry card.
That collab they did with Spro, that bait looks really good in the water. I
Ooh,
was
I've
so
got them.
surprised at that.
I've got two of them.
Oh man, are they I'm assuming the perch color, right? Because you got
No,
those came in
no.
first. Really?
So Sid at Spro, uh, Missile is very tight with Spro because John's
Hmm.
designed 20 plus baits for them. The Little
Yeah,
John
yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. And the new Megala John.
Ooh,
It's on his boat wrap, even though it's not released yet. The picture of the bait's
ooh.
on his wrap this year. You
Is
check
that
it
their
out.
soft bait?
It is kind
Oh,
of like,
ah,
yeah, it's their soft bait. So
okay.
that's a little teaser, and I've got
Mm.
some of those too. But we get along really good with Spro, so they sent me one of the early prototypes of the Chad Shad, and I've caught the hell out of them on it in the threadfin
Oh
color.
man.
Um, and then as recent as last week, they sent me a gizzard shad color, which I've already
Hmm.
caught fish on. But they're dialed. They're coming out soon. Spro told me mid-April.
okay.
Ooh,
So we're here. It's the
yeah.
10th.
We're here. They ought to be
Getting
shipping
close.
any day. So the
Nice.
factory
Man.
in China was shut down due to COVID per their government, communist, whatever.
Yeah.
So they could not make them. They got 250 of the perch done. They shipped them out. They sent them to a couple dealers, and they were out. And then nothing since because of the communist China government. So it wasn't Spro's
Bunch of
fault.
corrupt.
It was what it was. But they're back open, and they're making them, and they're dialed. They're perfect, in my opinion.
That's what they get for not making their stuff in America, but that's a whole other topic.
There's nowhere to make
Missile
them
makes everything in the U.S. So everything we make.
There you go. There's my boy. That's how it is.
And that will not change.
No comments. That's a whole
There
other
you go.
topic. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
I'm glad.
product, I sell Jeeps. They're all made here too. So
Oh, yeah. Leviathan rods, they're all made in the U.S.
There you
there
go.
you go.
I need to get a Leviathan
those.
this year.
You
That's
do.
a rod that I
It
plan.
looks like a nice stick.
I only have
Dude,
F5s. And
They're making bass rods now. So
Yeah?
like
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I
a
saw those.
Leviathan bass rod. 100%
No.
made in the U.S.
Here's my question: what's the warranty on them?
It's I haven't had to use them, but
Okay,
they'll replace it, right?
that's it.
That they'll replace it. As
Okay.
long as it's a manufacturer defect. Even if you, like, Eric's a good dude. He's in Dripping Springs, Texas. If you call him up and be like, you know what, I'm an idiot. I smashed this in a car door. He'll take care of you. But be honest.
See, but that's all I want. So I called another company and they said no, and I was just like,
You know, and I don't want to speak for Eric and say he'll completely replace it if you're an idiot.
no. But I offered money though. I was like, I can't pay half. I can't like 75%. Like I can't.
Yeah, he'll
hold
work
me
with
down.
you.
I was
He'll
crying
work
on the phone. I was like, you guys can't hold me down. Nothing. No, sorry, we don't do that. And I was just like,
Now, Eric will work with you.
Okay.
As far as like
Never
manufacturer
buying it again.
defects, it's 100% replacement. You know, if it breaks during the normal use or whatever, it's taken care of. So
he seems like a
I'm
really
not
good dude.
looking for nothing free. I'm not that guy.
I get it. I get it.
I just use Dobbins now because they have a replacement program. Like life happens. That's all I'm saying.
I was a big Dobbins guy, and I love the rods. There's nothing wrong with Dobbins. And for getting into swim baits, it's like the swim bait starter kit. You get a bull shad, you get a Dobbins Fury, and you go, and then you step up to the Champion XP, and you're great. And then I fished one of these and was like, oh my God, like I'm feeling things I've never felt before. Like that bottom just went from soft to hard, and I felt that bite. I set the hook and skied an 8.5 to the boat. And I was sold. I was sold. So now I
You
turn
think
around
it's that much better?
dude, it's the old G Loomis blank. So it's Gary Loomis, Norfolk
didn't know
composite
that.
blanks. Yeah,
No way.
all of them.
Wow.
Which
So
end? That
the
was
light-
Leviathan?
Dang.
Leviathan rods out of Dripping Springs, Texas. Yeah, and a portion of every rod sold goes to a foster child charity,
Oh, I'm in.
which is really cool because
I'm
the
in. That's
owner was a foster child.
Okay.
That's pretty crazy.
So, like, there's a percentage of all the sales that go to foster homes,
That's amazing.
and 100% made in the U.S.
I can rocks with that.
Awesome dude, and you know where your money's going. He's going to take care of you, and he makes, like, I'll buy whatever I want. You know what I mean? Like, for swim baits. Like, if I felt like I was missing out, I didn't know I was missing out, and this isn't a dig at Dobbins whatsoever. I didn't know I was missing out until I knew it. And then I ended up with 10 Leviathan swim bait rods.
Yeah. I am now.
Here's a
That's
good
making me
one
want to
for
get
you.
money better. So I can't wait to meet Eric hopefully this year and grab a few rods because you're making me want him even more.
Yeah.
Here's a good one for you.
Okay, Tennessee
Interesting.
Bassmaster. I hate the giant clamshell that Chunky D comes in. So, explanation. I have the clamshell he's speaking of right here. Chunky D and a
That's the
clamshell.
madness.
So, these baits, if you were to put them in a bag, like the action of these baits is so crucial that the tail will be straight. So, if you jam them in a bag and the tails are jacked up, you might be able to use 3 out of 6 baits in this package, and nobody likes that.
I'll take that.
So we put them in the clamshell. It's more money for us, and we had to wait to bring these baits out because we were waiting on the clamshells, and you got to design the package right. But you keep the baits in this pack, and they stay perfect, and you can use every bait that comes in this package.
I'll take that.
Yep.
So it's us caring about the final product and you being able to use all the baits that you're buying.
I'll take that. And I don't like clamshells either. I don't think anyone does really. Like, I don't think anyone's
I
like,
mean,
oh yeah,
At
great.
least it's thin. Like it's not a
Yeah.
Kitech. Like I've got a bin where I have to keep
Yeah.
my
Oh, yeah.
Kitechs, and they're a pain in the balls to carry in the boat. You got to put them in
Yeah.
a bag.
They
So
gotta go to
the
separate
missile
containers.
bag, I've got. Here's another shameless plug. Hold on. So Chunky D in a missile bag. You see how many
Yep.
Chunky Ds are in there?
Wow.
I organize them lighter colors or darker colors, green pumpkin. But this is my. I mean that I organize everything in that missile bag, and you can label it.
Mhm.
So I
I
like the clamshells because it keeps all my baits nice.
That is true. And I use those Rubbermaid totes, those like totes, and just throw them in the boat. So I just line them up, all my baits in there. It's just quick and easy to like go through. But yeah, I've done the bags before, and it's just like I like the totes more because I'm more organized.
I'm an OCD nut,
Yeah.
and so the missile bags we make them, and they're heavy mill plastic. They're a lot more durable than a Ziploc, and you can label them, which pleases my OCD.
Yeah.
So it works for me. Before that, I was using the money bags, and they would tear up.
Yeah.
And now for the bigger stuff like the Kitechs, I've gone to the Spro bags, which are
Okay.
like nylon reinforced. I don't have one. Maybe I do.
I didn't even know they made those bags.
They do. I've got one. Hold up.
Hellabass
Since
caught a
we're-
bass today.
Yes. I
Since we're
saw
talking tackle,
I was talking smack. He's finally got some ice off his brother.
that's the Spro bag.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like get that stuff
So
inside
it's like
of
a
it.
money bag, but it's the zipper's a lot beefier, and this is where I keep all my Kitechs.
Okay.
Okay, sweet.
So you can jam a fair amount. They'll fall out. You can jam a fair amount of Kitechs in there.
Okay.
These are
I
my
might need to get some of
4.8s and
those.
5.8s, and they're not expensive. They're less than $10.
Okay. I might have to go
But
grab some of those.
reinforced, it's
Yeah.
a better money bag in my opinion.
Nice.
God, I'm knocking out all the sponsors: missiles, skeeters, bro.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
like
I
the
think
little bit of
that's-
flash on the glides or roll to them, but still stable. It depends. It depends on the situation. The HPH, for example, to me is a chopping bait only,
Yep.
and that bait's a thinner profile. And I'll tell you who's making one like it is the Clutch Boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a very thin profile, but what makes those baits really unique is when they glide, it's got a lot of belly flare as it glides. So to me, those deeper fish are getting a bigger profile of the bait as it
Yeah.
falls over versus something that's just straight back and forth. It's got the belly
No, if they're
flare.
underneath it, you want
They're
it to
seeing
change.
the whole side, yeah.
Ah.
So the HPH and the Clutch Boss, I like for that purpose. The Clutch Boss to me is more of an open water, kind of wider glide, but it's got the belly flare. The HPH, the 8-inch, because I don't have a 9-inch, can't get them.
There's
The
somebody
8-inch is
knocking them
more
off.
of it's a chopping bait, shallower, more aggressive.
Yeah.
And then the flash, it just, depends on clouds or sun or same as a crankbait.
Yeah. Those bosses, I wanted to get one of those, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna hold off here.
I'd get one,
I need
dude.
to stop
They're
now.
awesome. No, they're awesome. I'm
Okay,
going to enable
okay.
the crap out of you.
Oh man, those are foiled too, right? He foils those, right?
The bosses have not been foiled yet.
Okay.
The
The
clutch
HPHs.
darters, the darters have been foiled, which Justin Kimmel worked with Josh at Clutch to design the darter, which is a herring style
Yeah.
chopping bait.
Oh yeah, I've seen the action on that, and those look so good. It's crazy the way he like makes those things. It's like
Yeah.
how he does the two different resins and everything. It's
Yeah,
pretty
they're
cool.
not cheap, but it's because of all the time and the different materials that goes into them. And on herring lakes, they can't keep them in stock. Like you can't find one on
Yeah.
Lanier because they buy them
I
so quick.
bet. I bet.
So Adam, belly flare, at certain times it's a thing to me. Um,
Hmm.
it's like I
It
said, it's
makes
all
sense.
personal preference. But
Yeah.
It makes sense the way you explained it too, with the fish seeing come looking up. You know, that makes a lot
to
of
me,
sense.
it's drawing power. Like if you can get a smaller bait that's easier to work to have a bigger presence,
Hmm.
and as long as it doesn't blow out or roll over or do something crazy,
Yeah.
which
As
the
long as it
boss
comes
does great,
back,
the
you know.
HBH. Yeah, and it comes back. If you cast it out and you get it back, it's great.
The problem with those baits that do have that belly roll is that their weight is so high in the bait to give it that action. It's usually
Yeah.
around the center line. So if you do work them fast, it generally has a tendency to blow out because the weight's higher in the bait. So usually
Every
with a
bait's
glide,
different.
you know,
And when you
exactly.
get to
Yeah.
know some of these manufacturers, they'll tell you, like, man, use a snap, don't use a snap, tie direct, use a split
Hmm.
ring. Or they're made to fish like this.
Yeah.
These guys design these baits to fit a certain niche.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, if a guy buys that bait that doesn't know,
Yep.
man, this thing
Hmm.
sucks. The first time I threw the clutch darter, I'm like, you can't even call this a glide. Like on a straight retrieve, it comes in straight. Like it's
Yeah.
not a glide. And Justin's like, dude, it's made for chopping. I'm like, well, then say that. So like, but once you chop it, oh my god,
Yeah.
like
It looks
it's one of the best
good.
chopping baits I've seen. And there's a little secret that herring, they
Hmm.
travel in a straight line,
Hmm.
and then they'll dart out, come back, and travel in a straight line. So the secret to
Okay.
that bait is the straight retrieve that doesn't do much,
Hmm.
But to
which
You can
nobody
use the
talks
incorporate,
about.
K9 with that too.
Yeah.
interesting.
K9
Um,
will do that too. You get it in a straight line, and it'll even veer off to the side really far, like a few feet, if you
if
give
you
that
put the
it in the
tail
right mode.
down, it's kind of got a spy bait shimmy on a crank,
Hmm.
and then more of
Yeah.
a square bill if you whip the tail up. So my
Hmm.
favorite crank down has always been the Clash 9.
Yeah.
I also like the phony crank downs.
Are those the gill crankdowns, right?
No, it's the phony shiner basically, but
Okay.
it's got two joints in it,
Okay.
and a diving bill.
I'm a huge fan of crankdowns. That's like my thing. Like
I
that's
don't
like
throw a
my
lot of
favorite
them. I
bait.
mean, I throw the phony and I throw the Clash 9. That's about it for me.
Those are I love those. I love those so much. But I need to check out that one. Is there anything like special about that one that you love more about like the Clash 9 or any others that you've used?
The Clash,
The
and
phony?
John will kill me for talking about this, but the Clash is the deal.
Yeah.
The deal.
it's
Like
it's a
you can do
sweet bait.
100 different things with that bait, whether it's
Oh yeah.
different bills. You can crank it, you can twitch it, you can deadwalk it, you can.
You can
It's
glide it. It's
crazy. You can glide it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're new baits that they're coming out with, like the Pharaoh and the like. Shoot, they've
I
got a
want one
three
of
jointed
those.
one.
Yeah.
Those look so good. I
I've
cannot
got the
wait to see what they
Ghost,
do.
the big one, the Ghost. I've got a couple of
Oh,
those.
no way. I've been looking to buy one of those, but yeah, they're a little bit pricey, that's for
They're
sure.
350 now is
They're
retail on those.
350. They raised the price
Yeah.
$50.
The Hookup recently dropped their sake bomb
Hmm.
yesterday. Um, yeah,
350.
it's nuts.
Yeah,
But I mean, so you buy a bait for $350 and you go out there and catch a 10-pounder.
that's worth
Is it
it.
not worth $350?
Yeah, it's worth it.
Or you grow up in Florida on Okeechobee and you move to Tennessee and you've already caught more tens, nines, eights, sevens, whatever than you ever did in Florida. I can totally justify
Okay.
my
Yeah,
insane swim bait
You got it.
collection,
it's a
and I
it's
use
so
them.
much
I don't.
fun
I
though.
don't look at them. I use them.
So
I want them to be.
Yeah.
if you had to start right now with the knowledge you had, hey, guy, girl, you don't fish big baits. Go get this one. What is this one?
The Tato Eon Glide.
Oh, that's a great bait.
You
It
should probably write
does
this down.
the Tato TADDO Eon Glide. Josh Heron, who basically runs Reaction Innovations, owns Tato. and they make the action pole cameras, charging things for your GoPro, and a hell of a swim bait. So he does a 7-inch, an 8-inch, and he's supposed to be sending me a 9-inch here soon.
Those look so good.
Yeah.
I
So
cannot
the
wait to get
Tato, and I don't throw a lot of Tatos, the smaller ones right now, because and I've told Josh this. I'm like, I mean, it does everything good, but for me, it doesn't do anything great. But you cannot screw this bait up. You can burn it. You can chop it. It's got a wide glide for its size. It is $200, but it's worth every penny. You can do no wrong. So it's for the tournament guy that has 15 bass rods on the deck and wants one swim bait tied on. And it's got a big bait profile in a 7-inch bait.
It's such.
I mean, to me, it's the perfect starter bait. So a lot of guys will tell you S-Waver, Gancraft, whatever stuff 6 Cents makes. That's great. You're not going to be happy with that ultimately, and you're going to save a lot of money if you just go buy a good bait.
I'll go try it.
So
I'd say a
Tato
Clash
Eon
9
Glide.
is a good one too to start with, because you can do so many different things with it. You know.
Yes,
There's
and
a
that's
learning
kind of
curve,
the
though.
premise behind that from Japan is like those guys fish off the bank with a backpack, and they wanted a bait that could do 100 different things, which is kind of how that was born. So I heard, which is awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
But to my simple answer to your question is a Tato Eon Glide, no doubt. And a bull shed. You got to have a bull shed. You got to have a bull shed.
Yeah. Do you like the new
Two
HD
totally different
ones,
baits.
or do you like the OG, the original ones?
I like the OG with the OG paint, like the gizzard paint. That's the one. I've got some that are yellow and just
They've rashed up, like the
rashed
rash is like
up
that
and-
deep.
in teeth, and I love it. Like they eat it.
Yeah.
TX, they do grow 10-pounders here, but they're just very, very hard to catch. I think the state record for New York is 11.4, 11.6, and New Jersey's like 10 something. So
Pennsylvania's got some giants.
I think so, right?
Oh.
No, I know so.
Yeah.
Like Keith from Black Talon makes the donk.
Oh yeah. Yes.
That dude slays the giants in Pennsylvania.
Wow.
I won't
didn't
give
know that
out
was
his
their-
lake, but he's the guy.
I did not know that was where he's from.
Yeah.
He's around where
It's only 11.3
BTC is
for
at, right?
Pennsylvania.
But if anybody's lined up to catch the next Pennsylvania state record, it's Keith Thomas.
I'm pretty sure New York is like 11.6 or something like that, or 11.4. Because like my PB is like 2 pounds off.
You got a 9 in New York?
8.5.
No kidding. That's
Yeah.
awesome. What's your
And-
PB smallmouth?
I don't really know. I'm gonna say like 3.
Oh,
I haven't caught
Dude,
like
I
I haven't
caught
caught like a football.
I caught a 5.64
Yeah,
smallmouth.
see, that's what I need. I need that. I
on
need
the
that.
Spro Chad Shad 180
Wow.
prototype. This early spring on Lake, it was in Virginia, Lake Moomaw. We were filming
And then
with
you need
Fishing
a
University. Yeah.
Man, that's
Yep.
pretty crazy. I've
But
never
yeah, caught
a
my PB
smallmouth.
smallmouth and my first smallmouth on a glide bait, throwing the new Spro Chad Shad 180.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's fun.
So you have like some confidence built up in that bait now.
Oh,
right?
I love it. Yeah, dude, it's tied on all the time.
So if you had to choose one, are you choosing the resin Chad Shad, or are you choosing the Spro one?
It's two different things. So like the
I heard
Spro,
the Spro has a good swim, and the regular one has like a better chopping action, right?
I disagree with that.
Okay. That's what I've heard.
Kevin designed the Chad Shad for Spro.
Yeah.
Like he had a hand in the whole thing. So it's an ABS plastic version of his bait. So I like the fact that the colors are translucent,
Oh yeah.
where you can't do that with resin.
Yeah.
The Spro is going to be, because it's made, on an assembly line or whatever. I think they're going to be more consistent as far as the weighting.
Definitely.
I don't care who makes whatever bait by hand. It's going to be little differences, whether
Yeah.
it's made when it's hot out or cold, or like the pH level or the
Hmm.
temperature in the shop, or
Humidity.
like we were talking about off camera, the
Hmm.
humidity affects the resin to
Oh,
where you don't
excuse
have
me.
that as a factor in a shop,
Hmm.
or a factory.
Yeah.
So there's a definite need for both. Like, I'm an OG Chad guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a bunch of the Spros though, and they're $60. Like, why not have 10 of them?
Yeah. Definitely. It's a good
Yeah.
deal. Actually, I've been
You could
looking into
afford to
this.
break them off like a
Yeah.
T-ball. You know what I mean? You get hung up, pow, like this. Move on.
60. Yeah. Okay.
That's
Swim bait terms.
yeah. Yeah.
He goes, yeah,
Dude,
it's
I
just
get
60
pissed. I
bucks.
get pissed about a tungsten shaky head. Okay, like yeah.
I
Shit.
sold all my spinning rod stuff. I
Did you?
sold it.
Yeah,
I
he
gave
gave
it
in.
away, sold it all. I don't
Dude,
have it anymore.
I've got 3 at the moment, and they're collecting dust.
There you go. Look at that. My man.
Mm.
I love the big baits so much though. And I love making them too.
It's
That's like
it's
another thing that
highly
I love.
addicting. I don't have any of your baits, so that's a problem.
Hey, it's I'll get you some. Don't worry, man. When I get an iCast, I'll get you one or two.
It's happening.
Yeah. All right, let's see how many questions we have. Yes, Texas
So we're
Huntsman.
losing Jermaine.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
terrible.
I know. Hold on, I got something for Jermaine. The new 4-inch mini magic worm.
Wow.
Ooh,
Yeah, so that's a Robo Worm
well,
collab.
let's
We
get this
came out with a
full.
magic worm
Wow.
last year. This is made by Robo Worm. That's Missile Morning. It
Okay.
is a Robo Worm that's ours. So we came out with the 6-inch last year, and John won the St. John's throwing the 6-inch magic worm in the John's Juice color at the St. John's River.
Okay.
Brian Schmidt won, I want to say, I forget where it was at. What, maybe Pickwick, maybe? On the Blueback Secret 6-inch magic worm. So we sold the hell
Okay.
out of the 6-inch. It's won 2 tournaments on the
Wow.
Elite Series last year. So we launched this at the Bassmaster Classic a couple weeks ago in the 4-inch size. And Brian Schmidt
Man.
came in second and missed winning the Classic on a bait that was released 2 days prior by a pound and change.
Hmm.
So we came in second at the Classic on these. But yeah, the
That's pretty
4-inch
crazy.
mini magic worm. It's got the salt on the bottom.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna sit right.
I mean, it's poured by Robo. It is a Robo worm, just in R shape and R12 missile exclusive colors.
Man.
When can we get those?
Now, if you don't see them in your local tackle shop, have them call me.
Okay.
All right. I will make sure to
I can get 'em
have
set
them
up.
call you then.
Yes.
Ours don't carry missile right now.
Call
I got
Dick's
Nico
Sporting Goods
into
in
him.
Paramus.
So Dick's is kind of moving away from tackle.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow, that's sad.
a little bit from what I've heard. Now they buy through a distributor of ours.
Mhm.
So it depends on the location of your
Okay.
box store.
So you want to hear an interesting story about that? So the Dicks in Paramus. Big shout out to this guy.
Ramsey
Apparently-
Outdoors is in
Yeah.
Paramus.
Oh yeah, Ramsey's Outdoors. Okay, so yeah, I can go over there. But
Yeah.
the guy apparently, I think you're right, because the guy, I went over to Dick's and I went over there and he had a big 6 cents section, and I'm like, I stopped him. I'm like, yo, bro, where'd you get all this? Blah blah blah. And I'm talking to him. And he's like, you fish, buddy? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, oh, can you come talk to my boss? And I'm like, what do you mean?
They
walked
need
me
that.
over- yeah, he walked me over to his boss and was like, tell him that you're gonna come back and you're gonna buy all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, buddy, I'll be in here, probably 2-3 times a month, grabbing at least, $20-$30 off the shelf, just because.
If you stock what I need.
Yeah, if you just got what I got, And he was like, so Jim's not crazy for ordering all this stuff. I was like, Jim's the man. Jim's
Yeah,
the man.
Jim gets it.
Everything. He had everything stocked up. And then I went to the one in the Palisades Mall. I don't know, you guys know where that is, but it's a bigger mall, and the shelves were empty.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, a lot of the box stores, they do all their buying a year in advance. And
Mm.
so those pegs are set.
Hmm.
So if we come out with the mini magic worm at the Classic 2 weeks ago, you won't see it on a box store shelf till
For
next
a
summer.
year.
But if you can walk into Ramsey
Hmm.
and be like, dude, where's your mini magic worms? Oh, nobody's asked for them. That's the biggest problem I have as a
Hmm.
sales guy in the tackle industry is when you call somebody, it's like, well, nobody's asking for it. It just came out.
Very interesting.
Well, we'll get some people asking for it, then we'll hit you up.
Okay.
If they're not a big missile fan, like somebody in New Jersey, like Ramsey, they carry a little bit, or at least they used to. I know they're buying through a distributor.
Hmm.
But that you could have an immediate impact on if you walked in there and said, dude, where's your mini magic worms? I would buy them. They would sell around here. He can call me up and order them, and he'll have them 4 days later, as opposed to a year with a
Yeah.
box store.
Okay.
Huh.
All right.
So, and support your local independent tackle dealers.
Yes. Definitely.
So who's around you in Georgia?
Me? Oh, Oconee Bait and Tackle.
Yeah,
And
okay.
that's it. That's all I have
Okay.
around here.
Did you hear
That's
that,
the
Rich?
closest. So we
I'm
need to get
terrible.
Missile in there though, because
I
they don't
order
have
a lot
Missile.
online.
Yeah. No, Oconee Bait and Tackle. I don't believe they order direct from us either, but we've got
I'll
excellent
get Bobby in contact
relationships
with you.
Yes. Yeah. No, Bobby can call me anytime. I'm easy to find, and I can get them hooked up. But somebody
All right.
just said Omnia. Like Omnia carries everything we make. Tackle Warehouse carries everything we make.
Hmm.
Susquehanna Fish and Tackle. I mean, most of your online guys
Yeah.
carry everything we make.
Okay, here's one that you guys need to. I don't know if this is already in the works, but you guys need a Magnum D-bomb. I love the D-bomb. Amazing bait. I just need a bigger one.
So John's had that drawn up for probably 5 years now.
What? Why? What? What's going on through his head?
So
We need it.
where is it going to sell? It'll sell in California, Texas, and Florida
That's
I
primarily.
it.
mean, yeah, but those are
And
states that
maybe
have a lot of
South
fishermen,
Georgia, South Alabama.
mean,
Yes,
yeah.
but you got to have a good dealer presence. And
Mhm.
and here's a little insight into the tackle manufacturing. So
Mhm.
these molds, they cost anywhere from 5 to 10 grand
Yeah. Yeah.
to get a mold made. And then each run of plastic per color, so you're going to come out with a minimum of 8 to 10 colors, right,
Mhm.
to start. So you've got round numbers, call it 10 grand for a mold, call it $1,000 per color. So you're $20,000 in the hole.
Mhm.
So I have to sell $40,000 worth of them for us to break even.
Oh yeah.
And then after I sell 40,
So
then
in
we
other
make
words,
money.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah.
So you need to sell $80,000 worth of it to go to boss and say, "Hey, let's do this."
Yes.
Mhm.
And unless I can say, look, I think we can sell 80 grand of these
Yeah, he don't
this
want to talk
month.
about it. He don't
Mhm.
want to talk about it.
You know what I mean? So between California, Texas, and
Yeah,
Florida,
Yeah.
I don't
and
know.
you
It
might
might
get it the
take us
first
a
month, but is it worth
year,
it to do it?
but the
You know?
reorders. So that's why it's been shelved. It'll come eventually as
Mhm.
missile grows
Mhm.
in Florida and Texas specifically, because we
Yeah.
need to grow in both of those states. But yeah, you're not the only one looking for one. Ish would love one.
Oh, I bet.
He's been screaming for it forever, and Ish is my dude. Like I love that guy.
He seems like a cool guy for sure.
Ish is my boy.
I mean, if they just
No.
like made it just like a quarter of an inch bigger and just enlarged it, what would that be like? Would it be like 20% maybe?
The D bomb is
20%.
4.25 inches, so you're
Okay.
probably looking for a 4 3/4 or 5 inch bait,
Yeah,
maybe.
somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah. John's
I
got
don't
it
know.
drawn out. It's just like
Yeah.
take the Ned bomb, right? So we were like, do we want to do a
Yeah.
bigger D bomb or a Ned bomb when the Ned thing was popular?
Yeah, it would be smarter to do
And
the
I can't
Network.
tell you how many hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of Ned bombs we've sold.
Oh, I
I mean,
bet.
it's a business decision at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Adam here has a question for you.
So John is actually like an artist. He'll get the sketch pad with the lines on it, and he will draw
Oh, yeah.
those baits out by like sketch them out with the correct dimensions, and he's got the top view and the side view and specs it out with a
Yeah.
micrometer, and he does it all on graph paper and by hand, and then he'll sign it. So like he's got the original drawings of the D-bomb that he signed and dated, framed in
Okay.
his office type
Oh,
deal.
that's cool.
But he's got a folder full of baits that he'll just sketch out,
Yeah.
on this graph paper. So
That's
he's
pretty
got tons of ideas and stuff. We've got a couple new baits coming out at ICAST this year that I can't talk about just yet.
All right.
But we've got it to where we basically release product at the Classic and then at ICAST.
Okay. Yeah. That's super
But yeah,
cool.
we've got a couple different baits in the works for ICAST this summer. So
Yeah. I need to up my game on CAD drawing. That's like a lot of fun to do.
neither of
CAD
which are a
looking.
bigger D-bomb, but sorry.
Yeah. Man, got me excited there. Come on. So let's see if we can get through some of these questions here for some of the viewers. Yes, Texas Huntsman, no ASMR voice this week. Tyler, if you're listening.
What is that?
Brendan's
I
voice.
used to I used to talk a little bit quieter so I didn't wake up anybody in the house. And apparently it sounds ASMR-y. I don't know. So
I don't know what that is.
yeah. Yeah, it's like some weird thing the internet's into. I don't know.
Like
So,
anime or something?
no, it's like
No,
whenever you
it's
talk
like-
super low and like you like I don't. It's really weird. You'll have to look it
I
up.
don't even know
sexual?
what it's like.
No,
It's like
no, it's
no,
weird.
it's like a just like soothing, calming kind of thing.
Yeah,
like-
it's
Oh.
really weird.
When people watch like I don't know, like cleaning
Your
videos.
former podcast. It'll put them to sleep, right?
Kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, kind of, yeah. And Brendan's
Okay.
got the nice, like, smooth voice that like lulls you
Ah.
to sleep. And you just
TK
talk
and Tyler were making fun of
sometimes.
me about it, and it was just so now I'm talking a little bit louder now.
Gotcha.
Brendan's gonna start screaming into the mic.
I know.
So a gun question. Best EDC, hands down, Glock
Yeah.
19. Glock
Okay.
19.
Sweet. Nice.
Quick and simple. XS big dot sights. They're fighting sights. But if
Okay.
you're not carrying a Glock 19, you're wrong.
That's a pretty sweet gun.
Point and click.
What was that worm you just showed off? The magic
So
worm, right?
The mini magic worm.
The tackle warehouse does not have them.
They do.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they got all of them.
Faith First Fishing still hanging with us. Your mom hasn't made you go to bed yet.
Favorite way to fish the 6.5 easy.
That's a
Oh,
good
they
the
do
big
have.
easy?
Yeah. Wow, they come in.
Wow,
They come in a lot in there. That's crazy. 16.
Yeah,
in a
there's-
pack?
So they retail for $10.99, but
Yeah.
that's about double
Any
the
other
bag count of
worm?
what RoboWare's doing.
Yeah.
So you're basically getting 2 bags for the price of 2 in that.
Wow, look at that.
I wish
Somebody
brands
asking
made
me-
like Magnum bags more often.
A gambler question. That's
Yeah.
That's dirty. Picked up the Copperfield at the antique shop. So the 6.5 and the 8-inch Jeezy, as they called it, they never really took off too well. The 5-inch Big Easy, if you're in Florida, you got to be throwing
Yeah.
a Copperfield Big Easy, or a Reaction Innovation Skinny Dipper in the Houdini color, which is how Gambler came up with Copperfield
Yep.
because of Reaction's Houdini.
Yeah, that's a great
but-
color.
But either one of those baits, and so that's when I was around there. They had California 420, and so we did Florida 5.0.
Mhm.
It's kind of a play on words, matching
Yeah.
the color. But yeah, I don't throw a lot of Gambler these days.
Mhm.
But if I were going to Florida, you would pretty well have to have a Copperfield Big Easy, and they burn it on
Definitely.
top. They swim it under the surface on an 1/8 ounce. It was a Davis Swim X 7/0 hook,
Mhm.
1/8 ounce, and you can reel it right under the surface, or you can burn it on top.
Yeah. I love fishing toads and speed worms, like a speed worm equivalent.
Yeah.
To in Florida, those are just
Yeah, you can't
Amazing,
beat a
definitely.
Magnum speed worm or a speed worm in Florida. That new Zoom Unitoad,
That
is
looks
the
pretty
deal.
interesting. How are those? Have you gotten to like mess with those?
I haven't fished with them. John has,
Okay.
and from what I was told, it would make the baits we just mentioned irrelevant.
Really?
Like it's
I'm
a better
sorry,
Okay.
bait.
Nathan.
It looks retarded, but it's a better
It
bait.
it looks a little strange.
Yeah, it's like a horny toad with a single tail, but
Yeah.
it apparently the action is killer on it.
Yeah. I definitely need to grab some. So Adam says ABS baits are best for bank anglers who might lose them. Yeah, I mean,
Get a lure retriever or get wet.
yeah.
I don't.
Yep.
If it comes down to catching fish or not catching fish, it depends what the ABS bait is. So, like I know personally that the Spro Chad
That's an ABS
is a
injected.
badass bait. It's ABS. It's a badass bait. To me, that's kind of like a gateway drug because like a guy's going to buy the $60 Chad instead of, or before he buys the $120 Chad. But once he buys the 60, he's going to say, "Oh, well,
Yeah.
KGB makes a Chad in resin. They make a Legend. They make a King, and you're going to end up with all of them."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's no like possible way at the moment to get ABS to fish like resin or wood. It's just not possible at the moment so far,
Or just
unless you
have the
fill in the
weight
foam.
and the design and the it's
Yeah. To make it
you know,
also like possible for them to produce like a lot of, it just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense as well.
That's the problem with the resin stuff is that they're handmade, they're hand tuned, they're tested, and they're going to
Yeah.
cost more because of all the labor and the time
Yeah.
that it takes to get these things to run. But there's a reason why they cost that much. Like they're pieces of art that
It's
are
a
highly
pain in the
tuned
butt
and
to make.
dialed. It's a pain in the butt. But once you start fishing them, you realize, like, I totally see why somebody would pay $275 for an 8-inch HBH.
Yeah. I mean, you're out there in the shop just filling pinholes with Bondo or more resin and all night.
Yeah, right.
It's annoying to do. So Dave Jolly says he has a pre-order for the Omega H. Can't wait to get it. There it is.
Awesome rod. I've got 3 of them sitting here.
Okay, I want to get a soft bait rod from Leviathan. I want to
The
get
Alpha.
a rod. Okay, the Alpha is the Alpha soft swim. Is that right?
So there's the Alpha Soft Swim. They do a heavy and an extra heavy.
Okay.
And the cool thing about Leviathan versus other rod companies is the weight ratings on these rods. So like
those
the
true?
heavy Omega, they're true.
Okay.
So the heavy Omega, which is your hard bait rod, treble hooks, is rated for 2 to 6 ounces. The sweet spot on this is like 4 to 5. And you could throw a 7-ounce bait on it, no problem. But it's
Okay.
true to rating. So the
That's good.
Alpha Heavy is what I throw my 8-inch mag drafts, my 7-inch Ospreys, my 3/16 Rising Sun, the 6-inch Citizen. It'll throw the 7-inch.
Okay.
The extra heavy is what I throw the 9-inch Battle Shad.
Okay.
You know, your 10-inch mag draft, stuff like that.
Huddlestons and everything.
Huddleston 8-inch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll get with the extra heavy then once I pick one up. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm looking for another soft bait rod.
Will you comment on that,
There
Byron?
you go. Sorry.
What's that?
Sorry, I just
dang,
messed
lost
it.
Okay.
I saw a question
There it
pop
is.
up.
Sorry.
And I missed
There
it.
you go.
If you
Bowling
don't want
pin
to
by-
or don't have to, you don't. It's
The
okay.
bowling pin or the butt plug? So the Yamatanuki
Yes.
has been popular, and Crispin Pally at GSM Yamamoto is a very close friend of mine. So I gave him crap by saying that. The Yamatanuki is allegedly the bait that started all of this in Japan years ago.
Okay.
It was the predecessor to the cover scat,
Yeah, look. Yeah, there you go, John Lee.
the heavy poop, whatever, before, and it just now made it to the U.S. in the
Okay.
Yamatanuki. So it looks like they're late to the game. Apparently, they were the first in Japan. So I haven't fished it. I heard it's a great bait. I know it's selling like crazy everywhere. It looks a little goofy,
Yeah. No
but it
matter.
is what it is.
Yeah.
So does the cover scat. I mean, it looks like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
piece of crap.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
As long
That's
as
what
it
it's
gets hit.
called.
Yeah.
I think it's Dran Crazy. They make one that's called Heavy Poop, and
Yeah.
it's literally the name of it. It's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Yep. I think. Oh, isn't that Fish Arrow? Maybe.
Oh yeah, that's Fishero. Yep, you had me right there.
So what was that? I love missile
Oh,
baits. What?
we
Oh,
already
that was the
covered
clam
that. I
shell.
think. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
I think he's just
Sorry.
going through
Dave
stars.
Jolly. Yeah, I'm just getting all these sorted. There we
That's
go.
what I was doing. I was
Yes.
looking down there for a second. I wasn't
There
ignoring
we
y'all. I
go.
was paying attention and loading my cart. I was looking at some stuff. I'm loading the cart for later.
Nice.
Some of these colors y'all got
Yeah,
on
there we
here,
go.
I never really paid attention though. But this John's juice is
That's
that's
badass.
that's what you said he won. What is that? It's like a pink with a brown on the
It's
bottom.
Yeah.
yes.
That's
Yep.
nice.
Yeah, it's a good looking color.
That looks like
So
like an earthworm around here, like the night crawlers. Like when I walk in the morning, if you
yeah,
drop one of those in the water, that's kind of what they look like. They almost get that like pinkish hue.
check out the Ed's orange if you're looking for that.
Ooh.
I'm scrolling right now.
So do you guys use scent? So
Okay,
Missile
Ed's
puts.
orange.
We cook anise into
Mhm.
the majority of our plastics, and then we add craw oil during the bagging process.
Okay,
Okay.
So when
Gotcha.
some of the baits, if you get them and they've been hanging for a while, you'll see the oil in there. That's the craw oil,
okay,
but it gives it that kind of sweet scent from the anise. But that's Missile scent. Now we don't do that with Robo, and we don't do it with the lighter colors because those will turn a white bait yellow.
okay.
So you can't do it with all the colors. Your clear, like your
Yeah.
Fisherlicious or something like that, will have a little less in it. But
Okay.
all your D bombs are going to have that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's an interesting scent.
Heavy
like
current
Greg
on a
here.
glide. So I would go something with a wider, like a 90-degree hinge, like a Chad Shad or the Clutch
Mhm.
OG or a Legend if you're looking for a little bigger bait, like a KGB Legend. Starting out, I would do a Chad Shad or a Clutch OG or Buka's Trick Shad, something like that.
Mhm.
That's going to fold completely over.
Mhm.
Because in the current, you're not going to have to reel it as fast because of the current. It's going to
Mhm.
do its own thing.
Yeah. So let's get into this. We're probably gonna have to hop off here in a little minute. That way, be respectful of your time. But give us the scoop and lowdown if you're willing to on the 10-pounder that you recently caught on the
Yeah.
KGB King. If you're able to, I don't know if you want to disclose any of the
Yeah, no,
information.
cat's out of the bag now. So a buddy of mine gave me those two baits. I had two kings,
Mhm.
and he's like, they don't swim. One of them doesn't swim, and the other one sinks like a rock. So I'm like, I'll hold on to those. He's like, just take them. And so the one, I put lighter hooks and lighter rings on it, which made it a slow sink.
Mhm.
And I might have shaved down this part or that part or tweaked the hinge. It just takes a little bending, and it got it to
Yeah.
swim. So a buddy of mine, Tyler Reed, local guy here with a YouTube channel, we were out fishing, and I saw two giants kind of suspended out from a big school of gizzard shad.
Mhm.
And on live scope, like, those are monsters. So,
Yeah.
and we got the whole thing on video. I make the cast past them. I bring it over their head, and you could see both of those fish notice the bait and start following. And so they were just steady following. It's a slow, steady retrieve on that. And they were just going to inevitably follow, so I sped it up a little bit.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what you want, is like two in that situation. A single fish is harder to catch than two,
Yeah.
three, or four.
It's competition.
Because, like,
Yeah.
they're competing.
Yeah.
So that bottom one shoots out and eats it. So I lean into it and skeet it to the net, and it was 10-2. But it smoked
Man.
the KGB King, which is an 11-inch, 9-ounce,
It's a big bait.
unattainable swim bait.
How many of those are out there? I don't think there's many out there.
There's
is
not a
there?
lot. Now, there's going to be a bunch at the gathering here coming up.
Oh, I might be able to get one.
Yeah,
Then.
little
Ooh.
birdie told me.
Oh,
But
I better set aside a little extra cash then.
so the guy that gave those baits to me, he comes over the house and
He wants them back.
That's funny.
and I wasn't gonna post the pictures or the video because I'm like, man, if it gets out, this guy's gonna see it. He's gonna want it back.
Mhm.
And he comes over the house and he saw this megabass rod that he loaned me, and
Mhm.
he's like, what are you doing with that? I'm like, dude, it's heavy. I don't like it. It's too short. It's a pool cue. Like the Leviathan's way better.
Mhm.
How do you know you never caught a fish on it? And I'm like, I did. I caught the 10 on it. He's like, what? I'm like, oh crap. He's like, you
Oh
told me you
man.
caught it on a KGB. I'm like, I did. He's like, the king. Let me see it. So he took both of them back from me.
Oh,
So
what?
I got a phone call. It was during the day. I got a phone call from a guy trying to place a missile order over the phone. So I'm stuck. I'm taking the order. And he's like, hey, bro, got to run. Grabs both those baits and hauls ass. So I call him. I'm like, yo,
Oh
that was a
man.
dick move. Like
Yeah.
I catch a 10 on a bait that you
You
gave. You didn't
take
like
it,
it. You gave it away. You found out
If
that
you
I caught a
get,
10 on it and you leave
and I
me with
tweaked it
none.
and all that good stuff. I put the juice into it.
Yeah. And now I have none.
that is not nice.
Is he gonna give it back?
That is not nice morally at all.
So the funny thing is who it was, but the you probably got a good idea.
Mhm.
So I called KGB and told them the story. They're like, dude, that's a dick move. But we're coming out with a couple. I'm like, just let me get two, you know. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a couple here showing up
Nice.
Oh man,
soon. So we'll be good.
that's awesome that you got
Yeah.
it back. But that was like
Damn.
that's
Yeah.
wow.
But to
I
catch
mean,
a 10 on a bait, and but
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
bro code. If you give a guy a bait,
Mm-hmm.
or
That's
even
it.
if you let a guy borrow a bait, like if I
Yeah.
let one of y'all borrow one of my baits and you catch a 10,
Mm-hmm.
that's your bait.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't care what it costs. Or worst case, I would give y'all the opportunity to purchase it if I was going to be a turd. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like man, give me
Yeah.
$200 for the bait or whatever. It's Lord knows it's a $400 bait, but give me
Yeah.
$150 or whatever I got in it. But
Yeah.
if I know it was given to him, I knew it was given to him,
What's up,
so it
John?
didn't cost him nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it chapped my ass.
Did you know the length of it?
The length of the bait?
No, the bass. The 10.
Oh no! I took the weight and it was all on video, so I just let it
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Okay.
No,
All right.
yeah,
Man,
it
that's a
was
crazy
healthy. I've
fish.
got pictures
That's-
on my social media, so
I
either Instagram is Byron_Childers or Facebook's
Yep.
Byron Childers. So
and all of your social links and missile baits is all linked in the description. So if
nice.
anyone wants
And I
to
sell
find
a
out
lot
him,
of cool stuff.
all down there.
So like my
Yes.
side hustle has become selling things for a lot of the pros.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now I've got the new Lowrance 12 Pros
Mm-hmm.
for a heck of a deal. I've got 4 of those listed.
Okay.
I've got a bunch of Daiwa Tatulas listed.
Mm-hmm.
Some new Abu Garcia reels, new in box. So
Okay.
any of that stuff, that
Yeah, I see that
actually
now.
helps feed my swim bait addiction and saves y'all a lot of money.
Yeah. And you also sell you recently cleaned out a bunch of your big baits as well. And I think I grabbed a Siren Glide from you actually.
Yes,
So
that
yep.
belonged to Aaron Lewis,
Oh, no way.
who's actually who repossessed the Kings. So
Oh man.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow. Man.
yep,
That is just it's not good.
yeah. No, I
Wow.
was salty over that. So
Yeah, anyone would be. So
yeah, but
yeah,
I've got
so
a couple new ones showing up here soon, and he's
yeah,
going to be
so
super jealous. So it'll be a win. It'll be good.
Yeah.
and he's not gonna know how to tune them, is he?
He's got his
Does he
2
know?
that he doesn't like, and I've got 2 brand new ones that are perfect. So you can sit on that.
Or how about you have him trade the one that you caught the 10 on, you know?
Yeah. Right.
He won't get rid of it. Yeah,
Ah, man.
it's
Well,
all good.
I think we're probably going to end it here and make sure to get you back to your family and everything. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for joining, and thank you so much, Byron, for joining us. This was like a
Dude,
super
anytime.
fun.
I enjoy it.
It's
Anytime.
always
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun
Appreciate
talking
you guys.
fishing. Yeah, thank you so much.
Appreciate
And
you taking some time out of your day for us, brother, and
Yeah,
sharing
man.
the good word. It's always fun to chat, have some fish and talk. Thank you.
And we,
Thank
we had a good mix of missile. We had a good mix of swim baits. So hopefully everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Leviathan, Spro, get all the plugs in
Yeah.
their skeeters.
That's it. I'm definitely going to be checking out some of those missile baits.
Dude,
Go
yeah.
buy
And,
yourself a KGB Chad Shad.
so are you a Bass U subscriber? Bass U or
Me?
Ike's? Yeah.
No.
So they offer a 30% off discount code from Missile Baits if you're a Bass U subscriber. And if you're not a Bass U subscriber, it's
Was it $10 a month?
I think so, but they're dropping juice
Yeah.
every video. And we all do the lives on there. John does a bunch of stuff. They got all the pros. I mean, that's
Wait, on
a
YouTube?
shameless plug for YouTube. And I mean, there's a website, bassu.tv,
Oh, okay,
I believe it is. So if you join, I want to say you're right. It's like $10 a month, but you get a 30% off missile code on there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's worth it if you buy a lot of baits.
It's a perk.
All right. Let's take a look.
Or you could holler at me.
I'll give you a shout.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll slide in your DMs after this.
You slide in my DMs.
Oh, all right. Well, all your social links are linked in the description below, and
Awesome.
Missile Baits. Some of your sponsors are linked in there. I'm not sure how many or which ones you have besides Missile, Skeeter,
Skeeter's
Leviathan,
a sponsor, Spro, Leviathan,
Spro. Okay.
And then Missile.
Plug them all. Yep.
So,
all right.
Yeah. All good.
Sweet. They'll be all linked in the description, and you guys go check them out and follow him on his socials. So,
yes, sir.
Thank you guys so much.
Appreciate you guys.
Of course.
Yeah. Thank you so much for hopping on, and we'll catch you guys next week. We'll either have Matt on, or we'll have Hashimoto Concepts on. So Brent. So, all right. Catch you guys next week.
On the Mondays.
See
Take
ya.
it easy, guys.